What's up guys, it's Roman here from Ironbox Official, and today I'm bringing you some brand new Samsung Galaxy S4 info. I'm going to talk about the release date, the specs that it might come with, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get started. So first off, let's talk about the release date. It's scheduled, it's rumored that it's going to be released around April of 2013. That's kind of been like a standard for Samsung. They've been releasing new Galaxy S devices around every year, April-ish, so Galaxy S2, 3, and S, the first one. They've all been released around April and then fully announced, and fully released to the public in June. So announced in April, released in June. And I think that might be true because, every year Samsung does that. And S3's been around for a couple months now. It's getting a little outdated because the American version has only a dual-core processor, which isn't really the standard anymore. Half the smartphones that come out nowadays have a quad-core. Like the Nexus 4, the LG Optimus, they all have quad-core processors, but the American S3 only has a dual-core. Moving on, let's talk about the specs that I might have. So, first off, it's probably going to come with a quad-core, as I said before, a quad-core Exynos 5450 processor, and for all the versions, as you know, the S3 only has 2 versions, and it comes with a dual core for the American and a quad core for the international version. But with the S4, it's rumored to have quad core for both versions of this device, and the CPU is going to be clocked at 2 GHz, and I think that no device currently has 2 GHz. So it's probably going to be one of the first phones to have that. Also, it's going to have 4G on the 2 different or 3 different versions of the S4. As you know, the international version doesn't have 4G because it's fit to join any network. So if you're like in Europe, and I'm pretty sure most parts in Europe don't have 4G, it connects to 3G. But I think it's going to have 4G in the S4 because it's like the standard from now on, because pretty much any network now has 4G. So like Wind has HSPA+, but Rogers, Bell, T-Mobile, AT&T, all those big networks have 4G. Let's move on and let's talk about the camera. So it's rumored to have a 13 megapixel rear camera, which is a really, really good camera for a phone. I believe the only phone to have a 13 megapixel camera is the LG Optimus that has a 13 megapixel camera. And like if you buy a normal camera, it's probably going to be like 13 too, but that's just a normal camera. But for a device, for a mobile phone, that is really, really good. The front-facing camera is going to be like 2 megapixels, 1.9, which isn't the best. You're not really going to take pictures with your front-facing camera. That's just for like Skyping and stuff. So I don't really care about that. Moving on, the display has been a really, really talked about feature or rumored feature for the Galaxy S4. Apparently Samsung has been working on a new flexible display. It's OLED, and like you'll be able to, it's like foldable, rollable, wearable, and like it's not going to crack as easily as it would the S3 would. So that is really, really cool, because I know a bunch of people who crack their phones really easily. So if it's gonna have a flexible display, it'll be able to like take on anything. So that's a really cool feature if it does have that. And it's going to be at 4.99 inches and almost 5 inches, so it's going to be similar to the Galaxy Note 2, a little bit bigger. I think the form factor is going to stay the same rounded shape, because that's really been liked a lot. I think it's still going to keep that same old button at the bottom. But the display is going to be 1080p, and no display currently has 1080p display, and Samsung's the only one currently working on that. So I think they're going to be releasing it, and a 1080p display would mean really crisp, sharp detail, which is absolutely amazing. The Galaxy S3 has a 720 display, and it's still really, really good. And lastly, the operating system is most likely going to be Android 4.2, which is available right now for any Nexus device. And the Galaxy S3 only currently has 4.1 Jelly Bean, so I think 4.2 would be the appropriate operating system, unless a new one comes out at the time. but still it's going to have TouchWiz interface, which I don't like at all because it screws up the whole version of Jelly Bean. But I mean, I honestly can't wait for the S4. It's going to be awesome. If they do release in April, that is going to be a really, really cool phone to get. So that has actually been all the rumors out there currently. If they release any more rumors, or if there's any more, I'll make another video covering that. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, rate. And yeah, and I'll see you guys later.